Hi everyone, it's Vicky from createafashionbrand.com, fashionserviceshongkong.com. This week it's gone back to being a little bit grey again. It's not quite nice and sunny anymore, but I did manage to make it into the office. That's okay. And I got an email from Tim in Liverpool, which is in the UK, for those of you who don't know. And Tim already has a sportswear company, and he does clothing for men. So I should clear up the fact that when I say sportswear, I don't mean activewear, which is slightly different. Activewear is stuff that you would put on to actually do sport. So like running tops or supporting bras or stuff with like sweat resistant materials, that kind of stuff. Sportswear now really refers to the fashion side of things. So hoodies, tracksuits, graphic t-shirts, vests, that kind of stuff. So Tim is doing a fashion sportswear line, okay? And he's been doing it for a couple of years. And he's thinking about expanding. Things are going well. He's got a lot of stuff ironed out now. All the little kinks in the startup process are all done. And his question was, how do I expand my products to grow my business? Okay, so Tim, because you've got everything sorted out, I should remind everybody else, if you're thinking about expanding, the first thing to remember is you don't want to do it too early. You want to make sure that whatever you are offering to people, whether it is one product or a whole range, a whole collection, you should really start ironing out all of the little kinks and problems and questions that you've got in those first couple of years before you think about expanding. You need to make sure that your foundations are good, that you can afford to expand, that everything, is running smoothly, and just essentially that it's not going to be more hassle than it's worth. So as long as you've got all that done, you've got your supply streams done, your sales funnels done, or your marketing campaigns, your customer, everything that you need to do, then you can think about expanding. So this is where Tim is currently at. And Tim, there are two ways of expanding your product line. Now, you've given me a list of products that you're thinking about moving into. You've written down shoes, bags, caps, that kind of stuff. So first I'm going to explain the two different ways of expanding your products. Okay, so you've got, one's called wide and one's called deep, which a lot of people kind of laugh at when I tell them that. But wide is basically where you offer more products. So essentially you increase the amount of designs or the types of products that you offer people, and that's what you're talking about in your email. There is also another one called deep, and deep is not about offering more products, it's about offering more options. Slightly different. So, for example, if you sell a bunch of t-shirts and you've got loads of different graphics on your t-shirts, if you are going wide, then you might do another 10 designs. You might increase how many t-shirts you offer, or you might add in bags or caps or shoes or other clothing types. That's going wide. You're offering more and more products. Going deep is where you take those t-shirts and you basically offer different options. So for example, you offer your one t-shirt design, but you might offer it in 3 different colors, okay? Or you might change the fabric into different fabrics, or you might change, I don't know, a trim or something like that. But you're offering the same product, you're just giving people more options on those products, okay? The same products. So you're not going outward in terms of what you offer, you're going kind of more in detail, you're giving more options. Okay, so for Tim wants to do more products, and that's fine. The one thing I would say is don't go too fast. The best way to think about these things is that you've already gone through the process of working with clothing. You know how you've had to learn a lot. There's a big learning curve when you're dealing with factories and import tax and duties and customer profiles and all these different things to create your fashion brand initially. What you're going to have to do again is learn those about shoes and bags and caps, Because don't forget, you don't make shoes in the same way you make clothing. You're going to need different factories. You're going to need a different supply chain. You're going to have to work out delivery schedules. And they're going to have to be separate from your clothing brand. The same thing for bags. You're going to need a different manufacturer. And for caps, a different manufacturer. There's all sorts of regulations and legal issues you're going to have to work out. Again, with the imports and taxes and duties, they all have different rates. So you're going to have to learn a lot of this stuff again. Now, the good news, you don't have to do another customer profile because your customers are essentially the same. But you will have to learn a lot of the technical aspects of designing and producing different types of clothing. So my advice would be that that's a perfectly fine way to do it. If you've got everything sorted out, if there's no more kinks in your process, everything's running smoothly, you can start to think about expanding. But don't jump in too fast. Don't do bags, shoes, and caps all at the same time. Choose one, add it in, learn the process, learn the manufacturing options, all the different things you had to learn for your clothing. Do that again. Once that is done and you're ready, and you've got that out of the way, then move on to caps, then move on to bags, then move on to other things. But do it slowly. There's no point, and this is where I generally think about it. If you rush in too quickly, what you could do is damage your brand image. And that's the one thing you don't want to do with your customers. If you go in too quickly and you have bags that fall apart or shoes that aren't great quality or something that just doesn't meet your customer standards, by trying to expand too quickly, you could damage your entire brand. So the best way to do anything in your business is slow and steady. Make sure you're prepared, make sure you do your research, and just launch it when you are ready to do so. Okay, Tim, so I hope that helps. If you, like Tim, want to email me and you want to get a question to me, then don't forget you can comment on our main 5-Minute Fashion Brand video. Can't miss it. There is a link at the end of this video. Big blue box, yellow writing, 5-Minute Fashion Brand. You can list any question there you want as long as it's to do with building fashion businesses. If you want to email me like Tim did and send me something a bit longer or more personal, you need to get on my email list, and you can do that by checking out the description box below. There is a link in there that you can just click on and sign up. And the reason to do that is that I send out an email every single week. It's a private conversation between me and everyone on my list. You can't find that information anywhere else. So it's a good reason to get on there. And don't forget, if this video has been helpful, please like it, please share it, and don't miss out on any future videos by subscribing to the channel. Again, there's a link right at the end of this video. You don't even have to do anything, just click and that's it, you're done. Okay, I will see you next week with another answer to your questions.